Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Kinston that happened over the weekend where a man is now facing drug trafficking charges after a traffic stop. On Thursday, police officers say they stopped 48-year-old Ontario Washington in a car on Kerry Road for motor vehicle violations. Now, during the stop, officers say they had reasonable suspicion of drug activity and asked the Lenoir County Sheriff's Office K-9 unit for assistance. The K-9 performed an open-air sniff and indicated to law enforcement that drugs were in the car. Now, a search turned up 135 grams of cocaine, according to officials. Kinston police also got a warrant to search Washington's home, where they found drug paraphernalia and 3 guns. Now, Washington was charged with the following: 5 counts of trafficking in cocaine, possession of a firearm by a felon, maintaining a dwelling or vehicle for controlled substances, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Washington is currently in custody in the Lenoir County Jail. And now we want to turn again to the airports, where the news of the potential government shutdown the government shutdown resolution means that air travel may be getting easier over the next few weeks. NBC's Sam Brock has more on the developments.
With a potential deal in the works to reopen the government, there's growing hope this morning that air travel may soon return to normal too, after weeks of shutdown-driven flight delays and cancellations.
The impact that this is having on everybody is just a nightmare.
Over the weekend, the shutdown causing chaos at airports nationwide. More than 4,000 flights canceled and 15,000 plus delayed. The federal government ordering a 4% reduction in flights to combat staffing shortages.
It worries me for our safety.
On Sunday, before the deal took shape, President Trump's Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy painting a dire picture of the struggles over the weekend.
Yesterday, Jake, 18 of 22 controllers in Atlanta didn't show up. We had 81 staffing triggers throughout the national airspace yesterday.
And saying safety is driving the reductions, adding to the pressure on Congress.
2 weeks before Thanksgiving, you're going to see air travel be reduced to a trickle.
Long lines already forming across the country as passengers found themselves stuck in airports and on tarmacs.
This is largely due to the air traffic control slowdown as well as the government shutdown.
To start the week, expect more aviation struggles. American Airlines says it's already canceled 220 flights Monday, United 190 and Southwest 140 to meet the government's 4% reduction, which was initially set to rise to 6% Tuesday and 10% by Friday. Now it's unclear if that order will change, with word of the shutdown possibly coming to an end. What's also uncertain is just how quickly the airline industry can get back up to speed, with Thanksgiving now less than 3 weeks away.
Well, thank you, Sam, for that report. We now turn to your weather forecast. Tonight is a first alert weather day because of the chill. We are looking at our first freeze of the season, and this is again going to be a pretty widespread freezes. It's not just, again, a flirtation with 32 degrees. No, we're going to be down in the upper 20s for air temperatures across many inland communities. Here's a look at what you need to know for tomorrow morning. It is going to be early in the morning where we really feel that freeze. 2 a.m. to around 8 a.m. Air temperatures are expected to be down near, if not below, freezing. Wind chills during that time period will be between 22 to 27 degrees. This is going to be damaging for any sort of cold sensitive plant. So if you want to keep it alive, make sure that you do what you can to bring those plants in, or make sure you give them the ability to stay warm overnight. Of course, any pets that are kept outside should have extra blankets, maybe a warmer if you can, some sort of heating device to make sure that they stay comfortable through these frigid conditions. Now here's a look at that cold air moving into eastern North Carolina. It's going to be sticking around throughout the day tomorrow, We will still be cold, possibly freezing early Wednesday morning, but once we get into Wednesday, we'll really start to warm back up again, getting back into the mid 60s to upper 60s as we approach the upcoming weekend. So it's not going to be all chill this week. It's just a cold start is what we're really faced with. Now, current air temperatures right now generally reading in the low 50s, a few of us already into the mid 50s. We're not really going to be getting a whole lot warmer than what you're seeing outside right now. Air temperatures today should max out in the mid 50s. So yeah, if you're looking at the low 50s at this hour, plan on maybe about a 2 to 3 degree temperature rise from now until the afternoon. A lot of that chill moving in out of the northwest, and the winds are doing a great job of bringing it in. Now, normally this time of year, we would see air temperatures right around the mid 60s, overnight lows in the mid 40s. But again, we're going to be significantly below those numbers, not only for today, but more so tomorrow. Starting out again in the upper 20s at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, getting above freezing once we get past 8, but lots of sunshine will come with a west to west northwesterly breeze that'll blow in between around 10 to 20 miles an hour. Now in the afternoon tomorrow, looking again at lots of sunshine, should be a very sunny Veterans Day. But the problem is it's also going to be a cold Veterans Day. Highs only reaching the mid to upper 40s tomorrow afternoon. Get ready to keep those jackets handy throughout the day tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, we're back to around the mid 30s as we head towards midnight. The good news is we will be warming up as we make our way through the tail end of the week. Now, before we get too out ahead of our skis, do want to mention that later on tonight, we may see a few snowflakes mixed in with some brief rain showers across parts of eastern North Carolina. It's not a slam dunk, but I think a few of us may end up seeing, if you're up early in the morning coming up for tomorrow, you may end up seeing again maybe a stray flake or two come down. It's one that I probably wouldn't. I'm not going to wake up my kids for this fleeting chance, but it's one that, you know, if I roll over and I see the clock, 3, 4 a.m., yeah, I'll maybe get up and check to see if there's any flakes coming down out of the backyard. But everything's dry as we head towards 7 a.m. So again, something fun to look for, but certainly nothing that's actually going to be impacting eastern North Carolina. Wednesday stays sunny. Here's kind of a zoomed out look of exactly what we've got going on. The cold front that brought us the cool air and it's continuing to knock our air temperatures down. It's going to be moving its way off the coast even further. And then that area of low pressure you're seeing moving over the D.C. area, that's what could provide us with a little bit of moisture to create that snowflake chance. Just a chance. Certainly nothing is going to be sticking. I do want to say good morning to Darnett Gardner. Thank you so much for joining me over on Facebook. Hopefully you're set up for a wonderful week. Here's a look at what we've got coming up later on Wednesday. High pressure, and further back towards the west, more high pressure. When you've got that type of pressure outlook high, this is what you're going to see. Lots of sunshine. Air temperatures will gradually warm up as we head towards the upcoming weekend, but again, it is going to be cold for tonight, cold again for your Wednesday morning, but we will be warming up, possibly getting back to 70 degrees as we head towards Monday of next week. Well, that's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. News and Weather Update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Monday.